And sunny skies and some crisp lines heading in out the Atlantic to greet surfers like Rio Waida out of Indonesia. He's looked great so far this year. Crosby C.Colapinto grew up in Mexico, an electric surfer with a big air game. Rio Waida, someone else who is always able to adjust his surfing to conditions and be super relevant, and he'll be relishing a chance to go at it here, getting involved with a big hit to open things off. Jesse.
This is the second wave from him, as we can have a look here. Nice first crack. Second turn just overcooking, getting a little bit too high.
Got his qualification done down the coast to R.Rio Cero a couple of years ago. Early in the event that happened, and he was basically hitching rides up here to practice at Super Tubos for the CT. That's how much he likes to practice and warm up. Meanwhile, Crosby C.Colapinto of the 2025 season, some backhand whips from him. M.Mignot, here he goes, getting involved himself, trying to create a little bit of space for him. And in terms of beach breaks, he'll be also very well versed in those. His qualification, determination, a bit of aggression about him. He's going to need to find that. What did he get done on this left?
I just love that first bottom turn, how he delayed himself when
just trying to avoid third as well and get yourself in first or second. Being pragmatic in terms of the numbers you might need. Meanwhile, trying to go right up the scale with some tube time. Rio Waida, he's good enough to come out and go up and click one for a hit on the end as well. What's been a great campaign in 2025. This one stretched away, but he was good enough to line this up and got a hit to finish too.
And that's the difference from Edgar Graja. Like, obviously Edgar's barrel was a little bit cleaner, but this was nice and deep, got a bit crunchy on the end, but he finished it off, and that's very important, because when you have an amazing barrel, you're gonna get the scores out of it, no problem. But when you have an average to a below average barrel, you need to combo it up with something, and that was a critical section. Finish it off. Dreamy wave here for Crosby. Once again, finding that nice open up left, and we do have kind of a steep, very steep west swell. So what that does, it comes kind of from an angle and runs those lefts down the line. This is nice and wide open, beautiful technique, putting that front knee to slow himself down. Gets a bit crunchy on the end, which it happens a lot here at Super Tubos, but comes out and combos it up, finish it off strong.
I rode on the finals day at Pipe. I won on it. I haven't rode it since. I rode it only early in the morning. Oh, wow. I rode it early this morning just to, you know, feel it out again. But yeah, it still works magic, and I'm super stoked.
As you should be. Congratulations, Baron.
Thank you so much.
To that paddle right there, the judges didn't think so, but that's okay. It's interpretation of the situation. And Crosby up and riding.
Using priority here. He's got a ramp. He's got speed. And got most of that rotation done. The landing just sort of disappeared underneath him. And he will throw that one away. Checking the equipment down on the inside. It is a heavy section on the low tide. There's not a lot of water there. In terms of doing multiple reps, it is a quick paddle back. But what you're really trying to do is find yourself clean water like this wave here from Rio, which will stretch out. And we'll see a bit of that on the low.
He lands up and cracks the board in half right there.
Live action here. Here goes Rio. Incisive backhand work from him, just whippy to get the turns done. Make sure he avoids Crosby, who's trying to paddle out and get back into the lineup. So Marco needs to get involved here. He's not had a great heat so far in these kind of conditions, really. This is his bread and butter, tidal beach breaks, as he'll load up here and go for an alley-oop. Not quite getting the velocity it looked like. A little bit of a slow one, and this is uncharacteristic. Aparicio is not enjoying what he's seen so far. Still 11 minutes to go. Tube time for Crosby, the heat leader. Can he emerge? Doesn't look like he will. And those rights will run real fast, particularly on this low tide at the moment, and just stretch away.
Mostly with two surfers on top of you and guys like Crosby and Rio. But look.
Yeah, solid way for him as he just made the adjustment, didn't he, mid-face? Looked like he was trying to pull in, then he just straightened down the wave towards, you know, the end of his practice waves, but didn't get a great result there, and Portugal will be significant for him. Here's a bomb of a wave, a late drop for Rio Waida, and that one will shut down for him. Well, particularly the rookies, but from everyone as well, but having to try and really keep that cool, calm headspace. Meanwhile, clean water for Crosby C.Colapinto, the heat leader. A vigorous carving, slashing turn in the pocket. He'll combo it with a little drift out of the lip. The third turn is complete as well.
Decisions, and once again, you can see it right there. That was a beautiful wave. He had priority. He took over M.Mignot, which is his opponent, and could potentially turn the heat to first place. Beautiful second turn, finish it off strong. Not a massive score, but just solid, clean rails. And
Marco here with a bit of a bomb. He's loading up. He'll look to try and get cover. He'll find that here. This one will run away. He was going fast, but not quite quick enough. And he'll have to try and get back here, punch through and get back in the lineup. And also, crucially, try and get a bit of room as well. Let's see.
And Crosby and looking like another bomb.
Yeah, good looking wave here. Just slows down that paddle to make sure he doesn't get out in front. Get some cover. Real steep section. He'll put it up. And he will be incomplete on the inside. Did get that marginal improvement on his previous wave, a 5-1, so just connection on the right-hander. Still some beautiful shake waves out here.
Yeah, it's still some nice waves, and that's the beauty of having a beach break. You see the guy in third priority just finding probably the best wave of the heat. That's in my opinion, the first mistake he had on the heat so far. Like, gets nice and deep right there. Could have been a little bit deeper, slowed himself down a little bit more in the beginning, but right here, didn't get up there quick enough. It wasn't easy. It was very hard. The wave was tight, the pretty flat, so it's hard to transition, but
Marco here trying to rally inside, a couple of minutes to go. Opens up with the first turn on the backhand. Just having to force things a little on the face. He'll try and get a finish with a little click to redirect as well, and he'll hang on to that. 90 on the clock. A reminder, 5-1-7, because he's really struggled. Where's this one going to go, do you think, Jess?
Down the line, nice first crack, but the wave gets pretty small here and already gets very foamy, which is not pleasing to the eyes for the judges. Did as much as he could on that wave, besides maybe trying to go for a Hail Mary air, but that first turn was the most critical part of the wave, but he had to go a little bit lateral because the wave was running down the line. And then here, where he can redirect a bit more, the waves gets pretty small and whitewashy. I mean, he might better. It's going to be close to his 3.43, but
out the event here, Marco. Last roll of the dice for him as we'll count down. What's he got for us here? And again, these are the kind of maneuvers that we're used to seeing him doing with relative ease, but having to force it a bit, not quite connecting with the speed on the section. It's not necessarily about going into huge numbers, but really putting a performance together, and relief on the face there. Rio Waida as well. It will be Crosby and Rio that advance. Marco will head to elimination.